Happy Saturday. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Feel like I'm running behind. Um, little little scattered this morning, but we're here. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody is doing well. Let's check in with the chat. Say good morning. I look red. Let me turn my light on here. Let's see. Will that help any? That looks a little better, I think. But good morning, everybody. Christina, good morning. Mark, good morning. Matt, good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. David's here. Good morning, David. Good. All right. I'm glad you love. I love comics too. Trev is here. Good morning, Trev. Brad is here. Jeff, good morning. Four color Flophouse. Cloudy, smoky. Yeah, I saw that on the news. We'll get into it, but yeah, I saw the craziness with the wildfires in Canada and the orange look over the Northeast. Kind of crazy. I mean, the video is just, they were showing like before, like a week ago, and now kind of crazy. JSS, good morning. And I know it was like in Ohio, I think in Cleveland, basically not good. I wonder how far south it has gone. JSS, you seeing it in the DC area? Kevin, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Got some new faces here this morning. Coach is here. Good morning, Coach. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Wow. Everybody's saying good morning to everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, a little bit of yes, kind of a crazy start to Saturday. Not crazy. Just we went away. My wife and I went to Orlando for Tuesday through Friday. So we just got back last night. Visit my daughter. She works at Universal Studios. So Epic Universe, the new park that Universal opened up. I don't know. It's probably at least a year ago. Is it 2 at this point? I think it's at least a year old. So we went to go visit that for the first time. So we had a really great time. Hot, but yeah, I got to see the new park. They have the Dark Universe, the Universal monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Bride of Frankenstein. It was really good. That section. So we got to see all the different sections. There's Super Mario, or Mario Nintendo World, I guess they call it. You have Donkey Kong, Mario, Luigi. There's that section. There is How to Train Your Dragon, which was really cool, very themed. You felt like you were somewhere else for sure. How to Train Your Dragon, Mario. There's the Dark Universe, and there's one. Let me see. Yeah, so that was fun. But we got back late last night, and so yeah, just kind of scattered this morning. I was like, oh, I'm doing a live stream this morning. I got to get together. I had to walk the dogs this morning, and so I felt a little rushed. I didn't prepare like I usually do for the show. But let's see, we had a tropical storm just off the coast here. Yeah, I know there's been. I know when we were coming back or watching the weather, just to kind of see what the weather was in Orlando, there was the whole. They were worried about like some tropical storm coming through and a lot of heavy rain over the next couple of days. So kind of crazy, right? Heavy rain. That's good. The rain will help, right? That's good stuff. Yeah, definitely. There was we didn't go on all of the rides. We kind of just wanted to see the park, but we did go on a number of rides. I got to go on the I'm drawing a blank. It was in Dark Universe. It's like a Frankenstein ride. It's kind of a mix of like animatronics and video, but it was done really well. You got to see all of the Universal monsters. You know, obviously Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, all of that. That was really fun. And not too, you know, little bumpy, but not like a roller coaster type ride. If you've ever been on any of like the newer Harry Potter rides, it's kind of it's not like a roller coaster, but it's more like a show. So that was really fun. We got to go on Mario Kart, which is kind of like you're in the race. So a little bit of a you know, video type presentation, and you can interact with the ride. That was fun. Donkey Kong. There's Donkey Kong's like a roller coaster. That was fun. What we did one other one in I think it's like Yoshi. It's kind of like a kids ride, but definitely some fun rides. There were a couple roller coasters. They have some big Stardust. Is it Stardust Racers, I think, which is a big roller coaster, like dual track roller coaster. Two cars run at the same time, so you're kind of like racing. We didn't go on that, but that looked really good. I'm, you know, as I get older, the roller coasters don't treat me well. So I used to love just going on roller coasters, but sometimes you go on some of them these days and you come off and you're not feeling good. So Mark is here. Good morning, Mark. Hope no, I have not. I bought some other ASM books, but not the AF-15, not yet. Yeah, Mark, I passed, we were driving through Georgia yesterday, coming home, and I was thinking of Mark because I know he was spending some vacation this past week, and I was going past some of the Georgia islands, the barrier islands on Georgia, and was thinking of Mark. So as I was driving through, I was trying to figure out which island he was on. Oh, that's good. That's good if there's heavy rains. That'll certainly help firefighters for sure. The Mario world was really cool. You definitely felt like you were in like a video game. There were like different levels, like it was like 2-story. And so you definitely felt like you were somewhere else, and they had all of the little coin boxes that you could hit. You definitely, I could see where, you know, younger kids would go crazy for that area. But like I said, I think How to Train Your Dragon was like, because it's kind of like a Viking themed, you know, kind of area. That was really cool. They had some really nice landscapes and things like that. So yeah, we definitely want to go back probably during the holidays and see what they do for you know, like decorations. And we didn't see Dark Universe, the Universal Monster area at night. We were there, it was still daylight, so we didn't get to see it at night. So I'd like to see that and see what it kind of feels like and looks like at night. We were just too tired. We got into the park early because we stayed at one of the park hotels, so we were able to get in like an hour early. So we were there at like 9 a.m. and by like, I don't know, I think we tapped out around like 6 p.m. We were done because it was like 95 degrees that day. So we were like, yeah, we're tapping out. John is here. Good morning, John. Let's see, catch up with the chat here. East Coast deal with that too. Yeah, and it's been hot, right? I know we've had some pretty hot weather across the United States. Mike, good morning, Mike. Just trying to catch up on the. He's still on vacation. Yeah, I passed. We were driving up 95 yesterday, Jekyll Island, and a couple of the other islands. So I was certainly thinking of you, Mark. Christopher wants Canada to take their smoke back. I understand. Yeah. Yeah. If you, like I said, I didn't, because we weren't really paying attention to the news because we were on this little vacation for a couple of days, little getaway. And I saw, like I said, I saw some of the before and after, like, you know, New York City just last week, and now New York City this week, and just the haze, like the orange haze that they saw was kind of crazy. So, Shutter Island. Yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Great, yeah. I'm just, you know, I'm like, when we got home last night, I realized, like, damn, I got to go back to work on Monday. Aaron's here. Good morning, Aaron. He's up early on the West Coast. Let's see. I think I caught up. But yeah, so that was our little a little getaway for a couple of days, which was good. Got to see, like I said, got to see my daughter. Haven't seen her. I think Christmas time was probably the last time we got to see her. So 7-8 months ago. So it was good to see her. And you know, she works at the park, and her boyfriend works at the park. So they were able to. They know some people on some of the rides, and so they kind of snuck us in on a few of the rides. We skipped the long waits for a few of the rides, which was always nice. So, yeah. So yeah. So now I'm back. You know, stuff to do around the house, and to get ready for work on Monday and catch up on YouTube. I really didn't watch. I didn't really watch much YouTube. I watched a little bit. I had some couple, you know, videos queued up in my watch later, but didn't really watch much or even pay much attention to social media, which was interesting because while people were waiting online, there was a lot of doom scrolling on what people were waiting on lines for, you know, the rides to get in. Man, a lot of people on social media just scrolling. It was interesting to see. You know, we were with family, and so we were trying to be present and not so often on our phones. So, but it was interesting to see everybody else. Yeah, it's a lot of scrolling. Ken is here. God is great. Good. Well, probably not morning for you, but good day. How's that? Yeah, it is. But they had to ask, like, so they had to ask for, you know, could they do that, and they were able to do that. So, which was good. Well, we just did it on two rides. So, yeah. So weekend, yeah, prime flea market, yard sale, garage sale type times now, right? Tony's here. Good morning, Tony. Hope you are doing well. Let's see. I'm sure they would clean up for sure. I mean, definitely. I think we bought like 2 bottles of water, and we were in the Harry Potter section, and we bought 2 frozen butter beers, and it was like, with my daughter's discount, it was still like $30. So yeah, they would make some money for sure. Let's see. But yeah, so we're back. I didn't go to, obviously I was away, so I didn't go to my comic shop on Wednesday. I didn't pick up my books, but I have my pull list. I'll pick them up this week. I did pick up a couple books. I did get out to Coliseum of Comics in Orlando. That they're a chain. They have like at least 3, maybe 4 shops. So picked up a couple back issues of Spidey books. Ran out for a little bit. So a little ASM 160, and I picked up issue 169. They had some other back issues that I needed, but they were in rough shape, so I didn't want to pick them up. So I did even on vacation, I was able to go spend a little time at a comic shop and pick up some books. So, and I got some other books. It's interesting to be only focused on Amazing Spider-Man, because now I just have tunnel vision on what I need. I'm not kind of all over the place. So, which is actually nice. Christina reminding us about comics curing cancer, C3. I know doesn't Dave or Trev. Why don't you guys drop the link too? I know the Comic Club has some auctions going on for donations and giving away prizes. Kind of an early way to get involved with comics curing cancer. So definitely if you guys could drop that link. I know you have a QR code for it, so definitely check that out. I think it's a $5 donation, and you kind of get in on on a prize wheel. Definitely check that out. Mike is here. Good morning, Mike. Hope you are doing well. Hope all is well in Colorado. Oh, 9 shops. Okay, I didn't realize that. I kind of just looked at the Orlando area shops, and I know there was at least 3 or 4. 9. Okay, we had 5 shops. Yeah, I saw you guys went. I know you guys normally get together when you're on vacation with Sector. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen them when I was at MegaCon a couple years ago. I know I bought some books from their booth at MegaCon, and this is the first time I've been in one of their shops. It was a pretty smaller shop. They had a good variety. Obviously, new comic books, a pretty good back stock, and then they had a bunch of action figures and games and trade paperbacks. So they had a good mix of everything at the one I went to. It was Millennia. It was Millennia Plaza in Orlando, Florida. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I would definitely go back there again. Madam is here. Good morning, Madam. Oh, there it is, Black Order Comic Club, and there is their Instagram link. Right? Yeah, they're running a kind of a pre-raffle, donations for comics curing cancer, and if you donate, I think it's $5 or more, you get on their prize wheel. So pretty nice to have that going on now. Low entry to get in for some chances to win some prizes. So pretty cool. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a lot of notes prepared for this stream today. I'm sorry, but I want to shout out to channel members, Cat Fan Comics Man, who I haven't heard from recently. I reached out. I know he was in the process of moving, so I left him a message on IG, but I haven't heard from him. So Cat Fan, hope all is well. Terry, Deadman Comics Cover Show, Bruce, Kingdom of Nerds, Raph's Retro Comics, Nam and a Comic Book Worm, Dave, still only 35 cents. Phil-tastic Comics and Art, who I touched base with Phil. He's surplusing some of his collection. So he's got some ASM books that we're going to work out a deal. So looking forward to catching up with Phil on that. Matt Likes Comics, Mr. McGroovy, Anachronic Comics, Pop House with Animal, Dave's Idea and Creation, who just sent me a book, as well as Wellmore just sent me a ASM book. I've had such a great community response to announcing that I'm focused on ASM. A bunch of people have reached out. Casino Comics sent me a big stack of ASM books. So I didn't expect it, but it's been pretty cool to see the response. JSS Brooklyn, Sleepy Reader 666, Three Good Nerds, and Alex, the Longest Cosplay. Appreciate all of the channel members. They help keep the lights on, right? I ended up buying like the yearly StreamYard, which was saved a little bit money and just didn't have to worry about it. So, and speaking of Justin, and he shows up, and there he is. Good morning, Justin. $5 and a few cents for a donation process fee. Okay, it's American Kansas. Cheaper than coffee for a good cause. Raffle ticket courtesy of like a Black Order Comic Club. Yeah, definitely. I haven't donated yet. I gotta get in on that. I know. I think it was on Bruce Kingdom of Nerds was showing off kind of all the different prizes, and they've got some nice prizes for a $5 donation to a great charity. So pretty cool. But let's see. I did put my notes together. CBC Awards. Let's talk. Let me share that. So I did one of the things I did last night when we got home was that I updated the CBC Awards. So we are 2 weeks into nominations. We kicked off the 4th, so we are officially 2 weeks in, and we have 3 weeks left. So nominations run through August 8th, and we saw a nice spike of nominations come in the past week. And so I updated last night when I got home. I updated the nomination list. So let me share that, and you can see. So a good addition. And I shared the wrong screen. Such a rookie. There we go. That's it. So yeah, updated the list as of last night. And there are a number of new additions to the list. So good to see. Batman Statue Collector was a new addition. Big Lyle Comics was a new addition. Beyond Wednesdays, they were there. They were there already. Bob Fish Presents, somebody I wasn't familiar with. That was a new entry. Broke Boy Comics, that was fairly new. Chubby Ray Comics, another new addition to the list since we last updated. Comic Drake was a new one. Comic Crackle. Comic Tropes. We've got Comic Tropes After Dark. He has 2 different channels. And then Comic Tropes. Comic Pop, who was a big winner last year. Yeah, it was last year. So a lot of new additions to the nominations list. So definitely go check it out. I think we're well over 250 250 different creators or channels, shows that have been nominated. You know, sometimes you've got some duplicate, like Geek Out for Roscoe was nominated, then his show Drawn to You was nominated. So, you know, you have some duplicates. Gray Man was nominated. Gray Man's Beard was nominated. So you definitely have some duplicates, depending on what the you know, the show does, or you know what the channel does. Gene Marlowe, James Abel. So it was good to see. All the different you know, like I said, new madams on the list. Oh, I got to fix that. I have a double magic lasso. But anyway, so we're updated. So you can go check that out. We'll continue to update. Appreciate everybody who continues to shout out the awards. I know people have been mentioning it in videos and things like that, so I really do appreciate that. Let's check in. So a few new people. Let's see. Dope is here. Jimmy Dean, protein breakfast bowl. Very nice. Very nice. I had I had yogurt. I had yogurt and granola. I had plenty of bacon over the last couple days. So, but good to see Dope. Let's see. Jerry Ray sounds like my kind of guy. Yeah, he's got an interesting. I recently discovered his channel. He's more of I think more of an omnibus and trade reader, because I think he's just for space wise, but he's live pretty much. I think he's live like almost every night. Every time I pop on YouTube, I basically see Chubby Ray live, and he's not so chubby. I think he was at one point, but then lost a lot of weight. So he's not really. It's not as advertised. I really thought I was going to see a chubby guy named Ray, but his name is Ray. He's not chubby. Jimmy Dean. Raph is here. Good morning, Raph. Hope you were doing well. Let's see. Aaron slabbing some of my ASM. Very nice. So this came in the mail while I was on vacation. I picked this up, and it's actually old CGC slab, because you can see the old. So this is like the original. It doesn't even have on this side the page type, the page color. But this actually ASM 67. First appearance of Randy Robertson, who is Randy Robertson, who we see more in one of the important characters in Spider-Man mythos. But yeah, not really a key book, but picked it up. Well, I guess Randy Robinson is one of the ongoing characters. But yeah, picked this off of Short Box. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape. But like I said, I didn't realize it was the old CGC slab. It's very thin. And while we're showing books, might as well. A couple other recent pickups. Picked up SM54. Showed that on Instagram, and then for some reason I didn't have this. I thought I did, but ASM 362. It's like the second or third appearance of Carnage, I believe. So, but yeah, working on the Spidey run. Jason's here. Good morning, Jason. Hope you are doing well. No stress. Just have coffee. We can wait for the stress on Monday when everybody goes back to work. Eddie's here. Good morning, Eddie. I know Eddie's been traveling. He's been out and about exploring. He saw a bunch of stuff on Instagram of him hanging out with the 66 Batmobile in Chicago, I think that was. Yeah, some good stuff. Yeah, that's the great thing about the CBC Awards, right? I mean, when I go through and put that list together to put update the nominations list, there's always channels in there that are new to me. And there were some younger, some newer, younger collectors. Deanna Kinney. She's like a young collector. Dear Taylor Woods, another. You've got is it Speed Sultan, some just young, in their 20s collectors. So it's good to see. Where is Speed Sultan? I know I guess I should stop at the S. Speed Sultan. Oh, we got Stevie Driscoll, Stevie D. We got Sticky Goose. I mean, you got a nice mix of Taylor Talks Comics, I think another younger collector. So just good to see some, Sunny Boy. Good to see a good mix of older collectors, younger collectors. So definitely check out the list. Let's see. Oh, geez. Let's hope no power loss, right? Yeah. So I've been, it's. I wish I would have done this sooner, because I've always wanted, when I got back into collecting, I wanted to collect the different Spider-Man runs, the Volume 1 runs, Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular. But I was kind of buying books from the different runs. But I think if you get focused on just a particular run, you can get more accomplished. Because now that I have all the other runs knocked off and I'm only focused on Amazing Spider-Man, it's pretty easy, because I know I'm just looking for Amazing Spider-Man. And Dope even mentioned to me, he's like, you should even get focused, because I need so many books in the sub 100 range of Amazing Spider-Man. He's like, focus on 10 books from, issues 50 to 60, and whatever books you need in that range, just pick up those books, or, from 60 to 70 or 70 to 80, whatever it may be. And then you even get even more hyper focused on just those section of books. I think having that focus is a good thing, because I think we see so many different covers and books, and you're kind of spending money here and spending money there. So I think if you can kind of get a little focused, it makes life a lot easier for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and too, you think of the bad air quality, right? And then the hot weather. So people with breathing, asthma, elderly people, all of those things that go with it. So definitely need to be careful. Drew is here. Good morning, Drew. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, Eddie was traveling. He was all over the place. Sticks, good morning. And then we just as you enter, you're on the nomination list. Stick Boy 73 and in the chat. Love it. Good to see it. But congrats on the nomination, and congrats to everybody who's been nominated so far. Hopefully we'll continue to see that list grow. I'm sure there'll be some more people coming in. Yeah, it definitely is. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is that he's got to be in his early 20s, maybe mid 20s. So it's good to see that we have, younger collectors into the hobby, reading the stories, picking up books. It's important, right? It's going to keep the hobby going. Aggressively relaxing. Good morning. the young up and comer. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit further away. I wish I was 10 away, but but that's part of the fun, right? That's part of the hunt and finding books. So yeah, definitely it's definitely been good. I like it because I'm not, I walk into a shop, or I just, where's the ASM bin, right? So Comics by the Bay, Matt, hope you were doing well. Team Crispy, yes, I did partake in some crispy bacon this past week. Yes, yeah. Got to meet Alex at HeroesCon. Yeah, and he is nominated. Yeah, so good to see Alex make the list. And like I said, got to meet him. Great, yeah, big Green Lantern fan. He's a big Spidey fan too. He likes Spidey. But yeah, definitely check out some of those channels. Daredevil, yeah. At least I guess the good news, well, the Daredevil run, I guess, is a little less expensive, right, than some other runs, which is good. So no, I think being recognized by your peers in the awards is a good thing, whether and there's some people that don't really care for the awards, which is fine, but still, when somebody else goes out of their way to recognize you, I think that's a good thing. Only 410, Matt. I'm working ISM run as well. Got a long way to go, but I do have run. No, that's a good. And then really the sub, 100 to 200. Obviously, you got some big keys in there. You got ASM 129, First Punisher. It's one. I always get it mixed up. Is it 184, 94 Black Cat? So you definitely have some big issues in there, but you can knock out that 100 to 200. So Kenny B is here. Good morning, Kenneth. Yeah, I think, and too, that's the other thing. There's so many people that are working on ASM run. I think that's what continues to drive some of the prices on some of the back issues. So only 585. uh, yeah, yeah. That's got to be a beast to put together. Well, obviously, Batman, Batman, and obviously Detective, right? It's got to be. I can't imagine, right? I'm complaining about ASM and some of these other runs, but I did on the trip on the car ride, I did talk to the wife about ASM 1 and AF15. So I planted the seed. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Full run collectors are impressed with each, but I feel like the amount of fantastic home books I have. Yeah, that's another long run, right? I need 1 to 9, but I'm sure I'm going to. Yeah. No, you definitely need to be committed if you're if you're gonna go ASM route for sure. Um, just because those you have so many first appearances in those first 50 or so. Oh, very nice. Yeah, and that's got to be another run that's um crazy. 756 away for Detective. Yeah, okay. I understand. Yeah, girth is important. And just on cue, Cliff shows up. Good morning, Cliff. Hope you're doing well. And T Dubs, check out Failure Force, his T-shirt brand. Definitely go check it out. I love seeing the new releases. Usually about once a week. Taylor drops new designs, new T-shirt designs. He's got some great ones. Definitely go check that out. Let's see. Captain America, yeah, and that's it, right? Those Volume 1 runs before the whole rebooting, before all the Marvel lost their minds with rebooting everything. Um, some of those runs are really long. Yes, no lettuce on your tacos for sure. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, and you usually see that even in some of the other like card shows, or there is the Joe Fest that's in Georgia. Basically a GI Joe convention or toy convention, but you end up seeing the crossover. It's interesting. There's a toy shop near me. It's is it LJ Toys, but basically a toy shop, action figures, you know, all different kinds of toys, but they usually have comics. And I hadn't been there a little while. I went to check in on the comics, and they didn't have any. And I asked them, and they said, "Oh, somebody came in and made them an offer to buy all of the books, I guess, as backstock for their show or whatever it was." And so they made them an offer they couldn't refuse, and they took the deal. So they basically sold their entire stock of comics. So pretty interesting. Yes, yeah. Maybe we need to change that name. uh, all right. New shirts drop on Thursdays. If you sign up the email, get a code 50% off, and we'll notify you of new drops. Yes, that's right. I am signed up, and I do get the email, and that's how I know. And just yeah, and that's the thing too, right? You have a lot of the right early characters, right? Like Hulk, right? Hulk was what one issues 1 through 6, and then Hulk appeared in another series for a little while. So Spidey's here. Good morning, Spidey. Or not more. No, probably not morning for you. But good day, Spidey. $100 fill a box for $100. Not bad. Not let's see. Let me see. What else did I? Well, all right. We talked CBC Awards. Marvel's move, right? I guess there was some news this week. Nate, good morning, Nate. Hope you're doing well. There was some news this week that Marvel was moving, officially relocating, moving their offices from New York City to, I guess, LA to be closer to, Marvel Studios, the MCU, and Hollywood, and I guess they named a new editor in chief, I believe, as well. I think that was part of the discussion, which is interesting. Um, to see that they're moving. I mean, I always thought Marvel as New York City. Obviously, most of their stories take place in New York. And that really was one of the main reasons I was a big Spider-Man and Batman fan growing up as a kid. Adam West, Batman, and Spider-Man, cartoons. But I think the main reason why I gravitated towards Spider-Man more was because I knew where New York City was. I knew where Queens was. I didn't live that far. And Gotham City, I didn't really, I kind of assumed it was New York City, but it was Gotham City. And then the fact that Superman was in Metropolis, I didn't know where those places were as a young kid. So so it is morning. So it was interesting to hear that Marvel's moving, because I just kind of always associated them with New York City, and that was really the reason why I gravitated more towards Spider-Man, because just location and the fact that I grew up in New York on Long Island and not far from Queens and New York City. That was like that proximity connection for me. So that was pretty interesting to hear that they're leaving New York. But I guess it makes sense from they're really focused on Hollywood and TV, streaming shows, things like that. So it's definitely interesting. But yeah, not to have a New York presence is going to be. I mean, not that I think it will change anything, but I guess maybe longtime fans will kind of always associate New York City with Marvel Comics. So no, they still have offices in New York City. I think obviously their film and that kind of stuff. Since the MCU, right? I think they've had Marvel Studios, offices out there. But yeah, no, I think they still have they've had a presence in New York City for a long time. So, but I think they officially like shutting everything down. So, yeah, I'm sure that's the reason, right? And I'm sure, I mean, it's not like it was like probably in the 60s and 70s where the artists and writers would go into the office. Nowadays, pretty much they're all remote. You see like John Romita Jr. and you see a bunch of them just working from their home studios. So they don't really work, in a particular office. So, but it was interesting. A couple. I saw some comments from some of the writers from Marvel saying, "Hey, it was a place to go. You go into the Marvel offices and you'd catch up with your other writers, your other artists. You'd catch up and see how people were doing, catch up on their families and things like that." So, I mean, they could certainly do that on the West Coast now, but I think that's kind of, the part of the business is really just, I would think that 99%, other than maybe some of the executives or decision makers, are really remote. We're just remote workers, right? All right, Brad, have a good one. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, and then there was a rumor too, right? And I think it really was just a rumor that they were saying that by 2030, Marvel was going to stop physically printing books, and it was really unconfirmed. It was just kind of a rumor that had popped up, but people are speculating. Well, could this move mean that they're kind of going that way, and a new editor in chief? Could they be putting a timer on the printed editions of books? So I don't know. I don't. I think if things continue to sell well, they'll continue to produce them, and you have to factor in, I would think, all of the, the what were 1,800, 2,000 comic shops that would be affected by that, but yeah, I don't think it affects the storylines, right? It's not like now, Spider-Man's moving to LA, right? But yeah, I don't think long term, I don't think it really means anything. But I guess, the heyday of Marvel Comics, 60s, 70s, there was a presence in New York City, and it was associated with New York City. But yeah, I don't think that really matters. Yeah, there's no bullpen, right? It's not like with today's work, people talk about that with remote work, about there's no water cooler anymore, there's no talking around the office, that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely the changing of corporate America, for sure. Yeah, a lot of them were in kind of the tri-state area. Yeah, I think John Romita Jr. is still Long Island. I know Scott Snyder's on Long Island. Scott Snyder was not that far from me when I lived there. He used to come to the LCS, Fourth World Comics, in Smithtown, New York. He would come to that shop all the time and sign books. He was local. He lives in Smithtown. So yeah. Yeah, you think they would have made that like a destination, right? Like a place you could go visit. So, and all right, digital Braille comics. All right. Yeah, I didn't even know I know obviously digital, um, but I enjoy reading digitally. As I've gotten older, um, I can you can zoom in, right? I mean, you can zoom in on a comic book. You can bring it closer to your face, but I do like the digital version for sure. Jimmy G's here. Good morning, Jimmy. Heroes Con 2027. Yes, can't wait. But here's an excuse to play. Since Jimmy's here, we need an excuse to play the original song from Mr. Freaky Louie. There it is.
You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who's down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who down with LCS?
That's for you, Jimmy. The LCS dancers, and thank you to Freaky Louie for the original song. We've had a lot of family members be pointed out in that video. Good morning, Tan. Eric. Good morning, Eric. You're doing well. All right, come on, JSS, get on that, will you? But yeah, I didn't like I said, didn't we talked ASM Volume 1. It's kind of been the focus now. And I didn't pick up my new comic books this week, just because I was away. But let me see. I don't think I had that many books on the pull list. Let's see. Yeah, 3 books: Space Ghost, Rockefellers, Captain America. Those were the 3 that I had. So I'll pick those up this week. Space Ghost Annual. So yeah, yeah, that's really kind of about it for today. Picking up new books. I realized I bought way too many, so I need to read them before I spend more. Yes, I try to do that. I try to read. So if I pick up my books on Wednesday, I try to read them that night, because if I depending on how many books I pick up, usually it's only maybe 5 or 6 a week. So I'll try to read them right that Wednesday or by Thursday, because if I don't, then they linger, and then next week comes, and then the pile gets bigger and the pile gets bigger. And so if I don't kind of read them right away, I lose the momentum. So I try to read them right Wednesday night. Like if ASM comes out on a week, I'll pretty much, that's my first read. Just kind of check in on what's happening with Spidey, and then try to read, the next set of books that I have. But yeah, to try to avoid my reading pile from growing out of control, because I think once you lose that momentum, then you never get back to it. So, but yeah, so make sure Terry's here. Good morning, Terry. That's okay. Naps are allowed. You don't get dinged for taking a nap. I understand. But I hope you're doing well, Terry. Hope you're feeling well. Yeah. So head over. 3 weeks left for CBC Awards nominations. I'm gonna post a little video up on IG later for the CBC Awards, just to remind people where we're at. 2 weeks in, going through, like I said, updated for those of you who joined us late. We updated the list of nominees. Terry's there. Congrats, Terry. So definitely go check that out. And, if you just cut and paste these names, you can find them on YouTube. Maybe go, sub up a few new channels. And appreciate everybody who continues to remind everybody about the CBC Awards. If you can mention it in a video or a live stream, or even post it out on Instagram, I'd appreciate that. Help spread the word. Yeah, appreciate that, Terry. Yeah, I have a bunch of videos to catch up on. Queued up a bunch of videos, so I'm going to get to them this weekend. But yeah, hopefully we continue to see. We had, like I said, a nice spike in nominations this past week. So 2 weeks in, 3 weeks left. We'll continue to grow that list. Manny's here. Good morning, Manny. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Manny, we showed off some ASM books, Manny. We'll show them again. ASM 67 in the old CGC slab. We've got 362. This is second Carnage, I think. Oh, I had them out of order. 54. That's a good Doc Ock cover. I don't remember that cover, but like the Doc Ock. We've got, this is a pretty, Jake Jonah looks a little evil on this cover. Look at that face. And then you have, I mean, who doesn't like Spider Buggy? So some ASM just for you. Just for you, Manny. There's the link. I picked up some books. I have a couple ASM books coming in the mail today too, and then let's see, check the CLZ. I think I have a bunch of books that are Brad Wellbore sent me a book. Dave's Ideas and Creation sent me a book. Phil Tastic's got some books for me. Casino Comics sent me a huge stack of books. I am down to, let's see. It's still a pretty good list. Let's see. Why can't I spell this morning? Amazing. I'm looking at my ZLZ. All right, so we are down to still, can't see it. Can you see it? 144. But I have a bunch of stuff in the works with a bunch of different community members. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Yeah, Spider Buggy. Bobby's here. Good morning, Bobby. Yes, yeah, right. I think the Spider Buggy gets destroyed in that issue. So, yeah. I guess owning a car in Queens is not really that good. Old school. Good morning. Psychedelic. Good morning. Shop. Yeah. See, we mentioned Spidey, and all the Spidey guys come out. Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it. It's been fun. Like I said, I said earlier, just being hyper focused on just Amazing Spider-Man is makes things easier, because I just walk into a shop or a show and I know, all right, where's the ASM box, or where are the ASM books on the wall? So what do I need? Right? Just get my get the cash out, get the checkbook ready. So, but yeah, that's what we got for you today. We'll wrap it up. Appreciate everybody being here. Like I said, a reminder about the CBC Awards. Definitely go nominate if you have not nominated already. So it's a good list of people, but I'm surprised there's still a few people on there that had not been nominated yet that I kind of thought they would be. So definitely go nominate your favorites. But yeah, a good group so far. I think like I said, over 250 nominated channels and shows. So good stuff. But yeah, have a great weekend. Yeah, that's right. Nate just reminded me, I'm going to be hanging out with Nate and the crew on Tuesday night on Nate's stream, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be hanging out over there. I think I may have showed off a couple of the books I was going to bring over there. But yeah, so I don't know what kind of trouble I'm going to get in over there. Hopefully it's, I don't know. We'll see. Johnny and Rich, they're troublemakers over there. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Always good to hang out with Nate and the guys over there. But yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I have any other. No, I'm probably just catching up from being away for the last couple of days. So, but yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Agent, I was down by you in Florida this past couple of days. Yes, go nominate. No repeats. Damn. That means I got to go buy more books. Okay. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's see. We got to play you out something. Well, we'll do that. But wait, we didn't play much today.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.